All right, so we're going to continue on lesson 1-1, Scatterplots for pre-calc. Some of these problems, you're just going to look at the data, answer the questions. So some of them are pretty straightforward and easy to answer. Others, you'll need to make a scatterplot. To do your scatterplot, get out the calculators. And I do have my calculators. They're in the back of the room, in the file cabinet, top drawer. If you are getting a calculator, make sure you check it out with Amber and let her know that you are using whatever number it is, and then you need to return it before the end of class. Okay. So on the calculator, go to the Stat button. You will have L1, L2. Again, if you need to clear it, move the cursor up, highlight L1, hit clear, enter. Do not hit delete enter because it will remove that whole column and then we'll have to reset the whole calculator. So make sure it does have L1 and L2. If you need to reset the calculator, you go to second memory. It's at the very bottom of the screen. You'll see the little MEM up above. Go second memory and then go down, say reset, yes, so on and so forth. That's if you have to reset it to get back the L1 and the L2. In the L1 column is usually your independent variables, so it's usually your years. Okay, some sort of a time frame, some sort of a measurement, when it deals with temperature, time, stuff like that. That's your L1. Your L2 is going to be your data. Okay, that's data. So it's your dependent variables. Okay, once you get all that entered, go second, y equals, turn on your plot, select the scatter plot button, okay, which is that little thing right there. So make sure that's all highlighted. So make sure you've turned on your plot, scatter plot. Make sure your X is your L1 list, your Y is your L2 list. Okay, and then you'll just hit enter. Then go to zoom, the zoom button, which is right up on top of that calculator. Go down to stat plot and hit enter. It will go ahead and it will now graph that scatter plot for you. And then you can do like a picture of it, or not a picture of it. You can just write it down onto your paper, what it's supposed to look like. Okay. So let's say we want to also find our linear regression. Let's say we want to find that line, the y equals mx plus b line, to find that trend line. Because when you have your scatter plots, you got your little scatter plot going on, and then you need a trend line. So what I mean is, let's say I have my scatter plot. Say that's my scatter plot somehow, and I need a trend line. So I need to figure out what this line is, which is the line that best closely fits that data in there for that scatter plot. So to find your linear regression equation, you'll go to second mode to quit out of there. Then you'll go back to your stat button. Move the cursor over to calc. You'll see it up on top there. Down to the linear regression. And I think it's like AX plus B equals Y or something like that. Make sure your L1 is your X, your L2 is your Y, and then go down to calculate. It will give you what that equation is, and then just go ahead and write that down on the paper. And like I said, a lot of these problems that you'll work with on today's assignment are not too bad. So if I looked at like number 20, calculate the area of that. Tell me which option gives me the best cake. And then we got scatter plots that come in there, and sometimes you will just have to just do the linear regression. You won't have to do anything else. You'll just have to do that linear regression. Okay? And if you have any questions, I will be back on Wednesday. So ask me then, and we'll go over it. Don't panic if you don't get it done because you didn't understand. Ask me on Wednesday.